Welcome back. This is John Locke. Today I'm answering a question that I found on the Reddit SEO board, the big SEO board. This question says, why isn't Apple ranking for unbranded terms like smartphone, tablets, or etc.? This sounds like a dumb question, but I was doing some searches on terms like smartphone, tablets, and noticed that Apple, a site that has a powerful domain rating of 97, domain rating is something that some of these SEO tools use, like Moz or Ahrefs, to basically measure the backlink profile of a site. Okay, and it says they're not ranking for these specific broad terms. I mean, they may be ranking somewhere. I haven't manually checked, but from what I saw on pages 1, 2, and 3, Apple is nowhere to be found in the organic results for smartphone or tablets. I figured big, high domain rated websites like Apple would obviously rank for these terms, especially considering that they clearly do have some semantic connection with their products, like the iPhone and the iPad. I mean, it's kind of like searching for the term sneakers and not seeing Nike rank for it, or searching for screwdriver and not seeing Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't know. Should we be surprised by this at all? Now, let's take a look at what's actually ranking for smartphone too, because I want you to see something. Okay? And then I'll kind of echo what some of the people in the comments said, because I came to my own conclusion before I even read the comments. But a lot of people kind of saw the same thing I did. Okay, so when you search for a smartphone, okay, you got at the top, you got Google Shopping, right? You got Wikipedia definition of smartphone. People also ask Box, PC Mag, the best phones for 2020. You're going to see this type of thing a lot, this type of listicle. Okay, so that's one type of that so far. Got top stories. Okay, Amazon smartphone collection. We want to buy a smartphone. The search intent for this, we want to comparison shop on features for a smartphone. Okay, this one's just I want to buy one. Again, another shopping carousel. Tom's Guide, best phones in 2020, top smartphones rated. That's two listicles. Got a map where you can buy smartphones. You got The Verge, best smartphone you can buy for under 500. This is a type of listicle. And they say the iPhone SE 2020. Oh my goodness. Okay, best phones 2020, another listicle. Best smartphones ranked by T3. Now T-Mobile, cell phones and smartphones. T-Mobile, very interesting choice here. A place where you can directly shop, okay? Digital Trends, best smartphones for 2020. I think that's like the fifth one we've seen like that. Best phone in the US for 2020, top 15 smartphones, another listicle. It's like 6 or 7 of those. Tech Radar, okay? So, as you can see, just T-Mobile is the only place where you can directly buy it like that, like a plan. Now, what a lot of people said here that was very interesting is that Apple really, what they're going for is the brand. And this person says partly a brand issue. They don't sell laptops, they sell MacBooks. They sell iPhones. They don't sell smartphones. People who use the term smartphone, they're really searching for something like an inexpensive thing or a smartphone. Just a phone that you can use. So if you search even for Apple smartphones directly, they don't call their thing a smartphone. They call it an iPhone. It is an iPhone. It's not a smartphone. And you'll see that. So after you get past these ads, you got Apple iPhone. It says iPhone here. It doesn't mention smartphone anywhere in here. Apple, compare models. Doesn't mention smartphone anywhere here. It just talks about the iPhone. All right, and then the rest of these are from other sites. There's The Verge. There's NDTV. They talk about Apple smartphones. They don't say Apple iPhone. They say Apple smartphones. This is NDTV. Probably also has a high domain rating. Domain ratings are not everything. Domain rating is not the be-all, end-all. It's a whole mix of signals. It's not just about the DR. Okay, Best Buy. They say Apple smartphone, but they don't say iPhone. Verizon, same thing. Computer World, they say iPhone. They don't say smartphone. All Apple phones, they don't say smart or otherwise. Wikipedia on the iPhone, and The Verge once more. Okay? But we'll even look at these pages, and if you search for smart, okay, there's one in mention of it on this page for the iPhone landing page, and it's in the little fine print here. And again, and it says trade in your smartphone for credit. Trade in your smartphone. Don't trade in your iPhone. Trade in your smartphone. We're an iPhone. We're not a smartphone. You can get a new iPhone when you trade in an eligible smartphone. It's a differentiation. Now, they've very successfully branded, and there's very few like brands that have actually done this to where you think of their product name ahead of the generic term. Because in this case, smartphone is a generic term in this particular case. All right, and even on here, the 3 places where it mentions smartphone on the page is when they're doing this kind of comparison of the different brands. This is the iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini. And the only place they mention smartphone in the page is right here in this little table. Fastest chip in a smartphone, 1, 2, 3. That's the only place they really mention it. They don't mention it in the title tag. You'll notice that. Not in the title tag, not in the description. Okay? So that's really what it is. The people who would use a term like smartphone are people who are just looking for any old phone. They're not looking for an Apple phone in particular. Most likely they're looking for an Android because it's either Android or Apple. That's it. So something like T-Mobile or something like a pay-as-you-go or a Boost or a Verizon or something like that is, yeah, maybe even something like that is something of what they're looking for. They're looking for a pay-as-you-go. They're looking for a phone that does good. But and a lot of people say here too, their SEO is mostly just focused on branding. Their SEO is basically looking at the support pages. They don't really care about ranking for smartphone or tablet because, again, Apple's a luxury brand. It's not really it's not a consumer brand. They're positioned as a luxury brand. Not everybody has an iPhone. Android, most people have an Android. More people have Androids than they have iPhones. So that's really what they're after. This person sums it up really good. They say iPhone is a more powerful brand name than the keyword smartphone. Additionally, somebody searching for smartphone or laptop has a good chance to be shopping on price, which is not Apple's value proposition. They have an SEO team, but it's mostly focused on optimizing for their product name keywords and cleaning up anything technical. It's not a failure that Apple doesn't rank for smartphone. It'd be a huge failure if Apple ranked second or third on a user data agnostic search for iPhone behind CNET or Verizon. Okay, now the original poster who said this, it'd be weird if you saw Lowe's or Home Depot not ranking for screwdriver or Nike not ranking for sneakers. Now, Nike I can more understand because Nike, again, is another luxury brand. If you have Nikes, then it's a little bit step above some of the other shoes out there. So let's look at sneakers. So when you search for sneakers, once you get past the ads and the map, you have, at least in my area, the DSW, women's athletic shoes and sneakers. No mention of Nike. There's a site link, but there's nothing in the title tag or description here. But Nike ranks number 2, but it's in the title tag. Nike shoes and sneakers, Nike.com, shop for shoes, sneakers, and cleats. So it is in the title tag and the description. So they are trying to rank for that somewhat. Okay, screwdriver, that's a common everyday object. There's no really brand of screwdrivers, at least that I'm aware of. It's like way far and above everything else. So if you're just searching for a screwdriver, any old screwdriver is really going to do. Maybe you get something that's like Craftsman's tools or I don't know what's good out there. I'm not really a super tool guy, so I don't know. But Home Depot does rank number 1. Then you get a whole big shopping panel here with all kinds of listicles about the 10 best, 5 best screwdriver sets. And then Home Depot again, screwdriver sets. What type of screwdriver do you need? That's a blog article. So that's a second type of search intent. New York Times, best multi-bit screwdriver. That's repeated again. Definition of screwdriver from Wikipedia, so that's a third intent. Amazon has screwdrivers, so again, that's a buying intent. So that's back to the first type of intent. Amazon again. And then Lowe's. So we got Amazon twice, Lowe's, and Home Depot, and then the shopping panel, and then also Klein Tools here. So that's 4. And then Weha Tools, that's 5. Search intent in the top 10, plus the different little panels of buying intent and the shopping stuff. 1 intent was just defining what a screwdriver is with Wikipedia, and then the others were what is the best type of screwdriver, these 2. So those are the 3 types of intent in the top 10. And with smartphones, again, your best bet to rank for this term, if you were trying to rank for smartphone, let's look at this one. If we ignore the shopping panel, we got definition, Wikipedia, but most of these are listicles of best phones. Your best bet to rank for this term, if you were trying to rank for smartphone, would be to do a listicle and put it on a tech blog. So PC Mag, here's the shopping intent, so that's Amazon, 1, 1, and 1. Listicle, twice. Listicle, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 listicles. 1, 2 places that you can buy a phone, and then a definition and a top stories panel and a people also ask panel. So that's really what it's about, you know, the intent and what Google measures as far as what type of thing are people actually trying to accomplish when they search this term determines a lot of what's on page 1. When they're unsure, and when it's a generic term like this, a very broad, what they call a, what do they call that? Like a short head, or not a long tail, definitely not a long tail, but it's like a one-word thing where they're unsure. They're going to go and they're going to mix up the results, usually with like 3, sometimes 4 different intents, but it's usually going to be the one that they're the most sure that people are trying to do when they Google this really broad term. That's going to be the most type of results in the top 10. It usually be like one definition and then either shopping or like blog article or whatever, but it'll usually shake out to where whatever goal people are trying to accomplish the most, that's what's in there. And what Google has determined is most people are searching, when they say smartphone, what they really want is to compare different smartphones head to head, because they're doing research. They're at the top of the funnel and they're trying to figure out which type of smartphone they're trying to buy. Now, if they Google screwdriver, on the other hand, they just want to buy a screwdriver. They're trying to find a screwdriver and where they can buy one, like Home Depot, Lowe's, or Amazon, and that's it. So sneakers, they're searching for somewhere to buy it. That's what it looks like to me, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Top 7 are all places where you can buy sneakers, and then a definition in Wikipedia, top stories panel, and then again another shopping one, and then more places where you can shop for it. So 7 out of the top 8 on, if you're not counting the panels and like the shopping ads and stuff like that, for sneakers is people are trying to buy. Smartphone, different. They're trying to research. Screwdriver, we want to buy a screwdriver. So the intent is got a lot to do with it, and it's not just about the domain rating and stuff like that. And this is not a bad question, but that is why, is because each keyword query, each search query has a different intent, and you really have to look at this to figure it out, because over time Google pushes different things, and over time the machine learning will say, like, this is what most people are looking for. So when you're trying to rank for a keyword, keep that in mind. Sometimes it's better to go for a long tail keyword that's more focused on the user intent that you want it to be, whether it's top of the funnel, research, middle of the funnel, we're trying to figure out what to buy, or bottom of the funnel, I want to buy something right now. So create your content accordingly and figure out what your keywords are accordingly, and don't be dissuaded if you don't rank for a certain keyword that you think you're trying to go for. Just try and focus it down more. Okay? My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here on a regular basis, trying putting out videos 3 days a week. Last couple of weeks wasn't feeling good, but back on the ball now. And we're putting videos out. If you have a question, leave it in comments of any of these videos. I will be happy to answer. And I would love to see you subscribe. As you can see, we're getting near 2,000 subscribers. We're still trying to hit that goal. I'd love to see us get there. All right, that's it for now. Till next time. Peace.